Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Jason, certified financial planner, host of Fighting Words Financial. Let's talk about Invitae stock. I had a huge run this week, up almost 17.5%. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the acquisition that they just completed. And I wanted to talk about the insane level of conviction that Ark Invest and Cathie Wood have regarding the genomic revolution that Invitae is a part of. But for a minute, let's talk about Invitae's mission. Invitae's mission is to bring comprehensive genetic information into mainstream medicine to improve healthcare for billions of people. Now, there's a lot that goes on with that, but their goal is to aggregate the world's genetic tests into a single service with higher quality, faster turnaround times, and lower prices. And the lower prices part of that is really key. The company offers a variety of genetic tests to achieve this mission, including fertility tests, prenatal tests, and neonatal testing. If you're paying attention to financials, however, the company's last quarterly results might make you wonder just how far along Invitae is in making that vision a reality. For its second quarter of the year in 2020 that just ended on June 20th, Invitae's revenue actually fell 14% year over year to $46.2 million. Invitae, of course, blames this decline on the COVID-19 pandemic and expects its growth to pick up again in the second half of 2020. This number actually seems to be in line with the rest of the industry. Illumina, their much larger competitor, reported an even greater decline of 25%. A large part of the plan for genomic testing domination by Invitae is to add as many genetic tests to their offerings as they can at the lowest possible price. And the recent acquisition of ArcherDX is a step in the right direction. ArcherDX is a leading genomic analysis company that brings low-cost testing services for disease risk, therapy optimization, and personalized cancer monitoring to enable precision approaches to cancer treatment. In a press release, Sean George, CEO and co-founder of Invitae, states that with the addition of ArcherDX's technologies, capabilities, and team, Invitae is now well positioned to accelerate the utilization of genetic information throughout a cancer patient's journey, starting from risk profiling and diagnostic testing, moving to therapy optimization, monitoring, and recurrent surveillance. Invitae can deliver the information needed to enable best-in-class personalized cancer care. Invitae is on a mission to increase access to molecular medicine to all who can benefit, and the addition of the ArcherX platform builds out an important segment serving the current and future oncology landscape. So that deal for Invitae to purchase ArcherX closed this week, and if you read through the transaction details, you'll see that it was a mostly stock deal with some 30 million shares of Invitae going to ArcherDX and some $325 million in cash being paid. There's also an additional 27 million shares of Invitae on the table, payable in connection with certain milestones that ArcherDX needs to achieve in the next couple of years. Also in connection with this deal, Invitae sold $275 million of common stock to certain accredited investors in a private placement. This action, of course, dilutes current shareholder equity. I'm not saying this is a good thing or bad. Invitae is going to have to hit up capital markets over and over again over the next couple of years if they're going to be able to expand and acquire in order to keep up with some of their larger competitors. Look, I probably wouldn't know anything at all about this company if it weren't for the fact that it's the second largest holding in Ark Invest's flagship Ark Innovation ETF, at around 8% of the holdings, and the largest component of their Genomic Revolution ETF at just over 12%. Now, there are a lot of players in this field, and to be honest, I don't understand enough about the nuances and their approaches to genomics to really understand the distinctions between their business strategies and the science that underpins those strategies. I'm very much an enthusiastic layman when it comes to my understanding of genomics. And because of my ignorance, this is one sector of the economy that I really don't have any individual stock holdings. All of my investments in this sector are through the Ark Genomic Revolution ETF. But me being me, I just can't resist digging through the individual holdings and trying to understand some of the choices that Cathie Wood and the Ark Invest team are committed to. Now, Cathie Wood is known for her high degree of conviction when it comes to her investment choices, particularly in the case of Tesla. Now, that's been well covered by the media, and let's be frank, it's been mocked by the financial media. Her big bets on Tesla have put her in the spotlight, and at least so far, those big bets have paid off and her critics have been silenced. But the level of conviction that Ark Invest has in Invitae is not being covered by the media in the same manner, and in some ways it should be. Despite the fact that Invitae represents a smaller percentage of the overall holdings of Ark Invests, their conviction regarding Invitae is even greater than that of Tesla. Well, how can I say that? That doesn't make a lot of sense when you look at their percentage of holdings. They actually hold more Tesla stock, or at least, dollar-wise, they hold more in Tesla stock. They have to have a higher degree of conviction in Tesla. My conclusion will make more sense when you take a look at what Ark Invest has disclosed in filings this year and take a look at their pattern of purchases this year. In February of 2020, Invitae filed a 13G form with the SEC disclosing that they own 10.84% of the outstanding shares of Invitae. That is a lot for any single institutional investor to own of a single company, and that represents a huge level of conviction on the part of Ark Invest regarding their belief in the ability of Invitae to disrupt genomic medicine. Oh, but that is not the real news. Oh no. All throughout the year, Ark Invest has been on an absolute drunken purchasing spree. As of the end of August, Ark Investment Management owns some 23,823,000 shares, which works out to be an astonishing 18% of Invitae common stock. They've almost doubled their stake in Invitae in just the last 6 months, and they own 18% of the company. As far as I can tell, Ark Invest does not display this level of conviction towards any other company they've invested in. Not Tesla, Square, CRISPR Therapeutics, Illumina, not anyone. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Institutional investors own some 91% of all outstanding Invitae stock, and very little of it is owned by individuals. This actually represents something. The share of individual owners of this stock used to be higher, much higher. As late as mid-2019, it was 29% of Invitae stock was held by individual investors. Institutional investors besides Ark Invest have taken notice of Invitae, and their conviction is growing too. A lot of the increase in Invitae stock price this year has to be from the interest that all of these major players have taken in the stock and represent their increasing conviction that Invitae is poised to disrupt traditional medical practices and bring genomic medicine into the mainstream at a price that most people can afford. Invitae is truly bringing disruptive innovation into modern medicine, and I mean that in the purest sense, in the way that Clayton Christensen, the man who coined the phrase disruptive innovation, would mean, meaning that he's bringing it to the mass market in a way that everyone can afford. By the way, if you think you understand the theory of disruptive innovation, even without having read any of the academic literature that underpins it, I would caution you to reevaluate your self-assessment. You might be missing a few major points in that theory that'll help guide you in your investment choices. I'll be coming out with a video on that subject pretty soon as well. Anyway, folks, these are just my thoughts on Invitae. Please don't take this as advice to buy, sell, or hold any security. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know how wrong you think I am. Anyway, folks, thank you very much and have a nice day.